Hi guys, this is Davina from Fans, doing your Wednesday Top 10 Twilight Saga moments, and I chose to do non-Edward and Bella related moments, just to break it up for the 5 days. I have them numbered, but they're not like, oh, number 1 is my absolute favorite, so I'm just going to go through them really fast. One was from Breaking Dawn, when Bella and Emmett finished arm wrestling, and when she decided to kick apart the boulder and gave a rock to Renesmee, and Renesmee tried to break it in her hand, and she only got pebbles and gave her mom a look, and Bella put them in between her 2 fingers and turned them to dust for her. To me, that described the first maternal bond she really had with Renesmee, and to show how she could amuse her, and to show Renesmee what she could do when she had gotten older. So I really like that moment in the saga. Another one was in Midnight Sun, the whole scene where Edward describes how mad Bella's blood drove him, and the whole plan to kill the students to get to her and how he was going to kill her was super intense. So I chose that as a moment too. Another one was in Breaking Dawn, where Alice and Edward play a version of rock, scissors, paper, and she asked him if he wanted to play, and he said, "Why don't you save me the time from playing and tell me who wins?" I really giggled because it seemed like a prime example of their sibling relationship. Another one was from Twilight. Is really the only Edward and Bella related one. I mean, I probably could have found another one that wasn't Edward and Bella related, but I felt like the first time I read the whole thing through, I didn't even have to read it over to try and get it in my mind. It was when Bella first went to Edward's house, and they were in his room, and she sat on his couch while he was turning on the music, and then he pounced at the couch, and it, like, flew across the room. That was, like, the most awesome scene to me in Twilight. Another one that I had was from Breaking Dawn, when Bella is pregnant and Jacob and Rosalie argue with each other, and Jacob makes like crap jokes at Rosalie, all those stupid blonde jokes. I think I laughed my ass off the whole time that went on, even when it was split up. Every time he had something else to say, when she mangled the bowl and threw it at him, and he threw it at the back of her head. I just thought that was the greatest moment. Another one from Breaking Dawn was when Bella prepared herself to lose her little girl. To me, it was just because she was a vampire didn't mean she didn't have, like, the mother instinct. Because we all know she had natural vampire instincts. The normal defensive and the whole love-making thing, which were natural, but it seemed so unreal to see what kind of natural human instinct she had for her child, even as a vampire. My number 7 was Eclipse. The battle between Edward and Victoria. The battle period was intense and probably like my favorite part in the book. I mean, I completely love the battle. I love, the ripping apart and like Victoria's head rolling across in front of Bella. Like, that was awesome. Another one from Eclipse was the tent scene between Edward and Jacob, and they have a really long discussion. Specifically, my favorite part of the discussion was when, through it all, they silently to themselves got a new respect for each other, and knew, basically, that if one of them was to go, they knew that Bella would totally be taken care of by the other. My number 9 was when Edward was in Bella's room for the first time. That was in Midnight Sun. And he goes into her window, and it was squeaking, and he decided that it needed WD-40, and then he yelled at himself in his mind, like, oh, I'm a stalker, I shouldn't be thinking that, and I'm not going to come back here, and that was really cool. That was funny as hell. I laughed my ass off. That was hysterical. And my number 10 would be when in Midnight Sun, when Edward and Emmett were in Spanish class, and I forgot the kid's name. I'm not really good with that, but when he got the kid to ask Angela out on that date, I just thought that was cool as hell. Like, they were just guys, and they thought with all the things they could do, why not make somebody happy? I don't know. It was just a funny moment to me. Like, they could screw with anybody they wanted, and they decided not to, and get people to date. Yeah, Edward, Emmett. Shout out to the other girls. Danny, you can catch her on Monday. Stina, you can catch her on Tuesday. Me on Wednesday. I'm the middle. You know what? I should start having Twi-Fan middle cool kid syndrome. And Missy's tomorrow on Thursday. And Friday you have Jess. She leaves good pictures on your pages. Great presents. And join twifans.com. Later, guys.